All right, guys. We're at the final part of our Twitter 101 course here, where we're giving you the basic outline on how to use Twitter as an awesome marketing tool. And this part, we're going to show you how to use TweetDeck, which is my favorite tool. Again, it's free, just like Tweepy was free, just like SocialInf was free. It's my favorite tool for being able to interact. I use this to engage with my Twitter followers. I like it better than actually using Twitter to engage with my Twitter followers because it's spread out in front of me. I'm going to show you what that means in a second. Right now, you're looking at a blank screen, and I have it like this because I want to show you how to build the columns because you're going to need to know how to do that. I want to demystify TweetDeck a little bit for you. So go ahead and go to tweetdeck.com. You see that's right up here, tweetdeck.com, and then it'll ask you to connect through your Twitter account. Just click that blue button again, like you did for Tweepy and like you did for SocialInf, and it's going to ask you to give access to the app. Click that again. And then you should show up with a blank screen like this. Okay, and then this is where people usually get stumped. So what we want to do here is if you scroll down, you see these arrows right here. It's going to expand our toolbar. Let's expand that out. We want to go down to settings to begin setting up our columns. We're going to go to settings, click on settings again. Yes, it's redundant. And here you can do a couple of different things, like just graphically, you can make it light or dark. I prefer dark. You can make the columns narrow, medium, or wide. This is where you're going to change the columns on TweetDeck. And the font size, I keep mine on medium because I'm an old guy. I like to stream my tweets in real time. I want to know exactly when they're coming in, so I know in real time what's going on, especially if I happen to be in front of TweetDeck while it's happening. And then the notifications on the startup. So that's your general settings. Right here is accounts. This is what you need to click on, and you should see your account in here. You're going to have to click. It's going to say add. In this case, it only says remove because I've already added them, but yours will say add. You're going to have to add the account. Then when you add it, click done. All right, and now you're ready to start adding columns. So if I click up here on the add column box, here's the columns that I'm most interested in. First is my home column. You remember from our Twitter overview, I'm just going to click home and add column. And there it is, and it pops up. This is everybody's tweets. That's kind of going down there. I like to just keep it, just keep an eye on that while I'm working. Just if somebody says something crazy or whatever and I can respond to it, then I'm going to say something there. Okay, wow, that was a crazy tweet. Did you see that? A lot of spammers that are following me. The next column we're going to do is notifications. Okay, add column. This is, again, just like I told you in Twitter, this is the notification. This notifies me if anybody's retweeting my content, like this guy here. If anybody is favorited my content, like this guy here. It notifies me if anybody's following me, who's followed me, and I can go and check them out and see who that is. I can click on their account. It pulls up their account, tells me how many followers they have. If it tells me where they're from. If I want to add them to a list, if it's a record label or something, if they're from this city or that city, whatever list, however you might segment up your Twitter following, I can add them to lists. You see here, there's certain, I highly recommend a content list, by the way, guys. Like when you go through, you'll find certain people that you like to follow on Twitter, you like their content, and that's really good for retweeting, which is good for helping you because your retweets will get retweeted. So I have probably about 20 different accounts that I use on content, and sometimes I'll use that if I'm stuck on what to tweet or something like that. So and then I've got, here's A&R, development. I got certain artists I'm keeping an eye on with talent, and some of them are my talent. I want to see whether or not they're doing their job, and I get to look at them through that. Electronic digital music, EDM, stuff like that. So, promo, music reviewers. These are things I'm interested in to develop our artists. But that's how we segment them up. It also will, lets me know if I'm being mentioned as well. Okay. So another column I'm going to have is just for mentions. I'm going to add that in. Okay. And this is solely people that are mentioning me. If I get a shout out and somebody retweets that, if this person here was like, hey, much love, I gave them a shout out, they're hitting me back saying thank you so much, and I can interact with them that way. And I can interact with them just by pulling up this bar over here. Like if I click the conversation bar, it opens up what I said. This is a Follow Friday I sent out. This is her response. Thank you. So now I'm not going to respond to this, but if I wanted to, I could, I could retweet that right here by just clicking this. I could favorite it right here by just clicking this. I can pull up a toolbar to bring it down if I want to send them a direct message, I can do that. If I want to add them to a list, I can do that right from here. If I want to block them, it might be spam or something, I can block the account. Watch out for people who are like, oh my God, you look so stupid in this picture. Click here. That's to hack your Twitter account. So I just block those. And that's how you pull them down in this bar over here. And if I want to tweet them back, let's find somebody that I can tweet back real quick here. So right here, this person's like, thank you, Johnny. I'm going to click this back. And you notice that the person that I'm tweeting back is not blued out. The others are blued out. So I can include all these people in this tweet or not. I'm just going to go backspace. And I just want to keep this private between her and I and say, no problem. And then I'm going to tweet it. Just click tweet. And there you go. Okay, and you can see the tweet came right over here. Okay, there it is. So that's how you're going to use, one more column we're going to add is the messages, the private messages column. Okay, just going to add that column here. And with these columns, what I like about this is, you're going to get some private messages from people. Some of them are just going to be spammy private messages. Some of these are like this guy's like, get 1,000 more followers or whatever. That's all kind of hype and crap. You really want to build stuff up yourself. But a lot of times you're going to get, wow, thank you for following me. And a lot of times you're going to use private messaging for, maybe a fan wants to find out how they can book you for a show or something. And so they go, hey, private, I'm going to private message you. I'm going to DM you my phone number. So you DM the phone number and you guys can go back and forth here. If you just click on this, it'll open up to the actual message. I can respond to that message right here. And, I can just put in blah, blah, like blah, 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 blah. And then I can reply to it. Okay. And it'll reply to that message. Very simple to use. Very cool. And I like it because you see how it grays out the people that have sent me a private message. So I can just shoot right down and find out who I have to respond to. And it doesn't take hardly any time at all. To move these columns around, if you just click on this button here, you can remove the column. You can move it to the left or to the right. As far as how you like it set up, whichever way is convenient for you. And that's about it. I mean, I like this, that, when people, this is where you want to engage with your fans. Like when somebody retweets something, like if you put up a video of your band and somebody retweets that, man, then you're going to want to respond to them. So here's the deal. Over here in mentions, when somebody mentions me, I'm going to respond to them by tweeting them back. Okay, because they mentioned me. This is a tweet to me from them. I'm going to tweet them back. All right. What's important about notifications is, especially on our retweet, okay, if I tweet them back, it's a retweet, so I'm tweeting myself. See that? See how it has my name? So what I want to do on notifications, if somebody retweets something, I want to thank them for the retweet, which is a great way to engage. I just click on the account. It pulls up their account. I click here, tweet to that person. It pulls up the tweet, and then I'm going to put, thank you for the retweet. And off it goes. I can add an image if I want. Okay, a picture, if I want to do something like that. It's really cool. And there you go. So that's how you use TweetDeck. It's just a better way to use Twitter. The reason I like it is, look, all four of these things are right out in front of me, and I can see what's going on as opposed to having to go from window to window to window, which is what you're going to have to do in Twitter from your smartphone if you're doing it on the fly, which happens often. But while you're at home and you're doing your 15 minutes of marketing a day, make sure you're thanking everybody for any engagement that they had for you. Thanks for the retweet. I don't thank for favorites. I don't. That's just something I don't do. But I thank for retweets, and I thank for follows. Like, thanks for following me. And these are things that welcome people into your tribe, and they're going to be more interactive with you and more responsive. You're creating a relationship with them online. They're going to be more apt to listen to your music. I highly recommend one thing of content that you should always have is like some free music that you want to download, whatever it is, whether it's from your record, whether it's some acoustic vocal tracks you have, whether it's from an old record that you have, just something to send out for free on Twitter to engage people to listen to you. And then hopefully that will drive them into, oh my God, this is great. Do you have more stuff? Well, we our new CDs for sale, and you can give them you can regularly tweet out the URL for your website or wherever you want them to go to buy your music.
So,
Okay.
And Johnny, I just want to kind of recap really quickly. So, just everything that we've covered, you obviously went over Twitter, the basic infrastructure of how that works, how to set it up, and what all the different buttons are inside of Twitter. Then we went over to Tweepy, where that's more of your follow 30 to 60 or 120 fans per day, and really an organized manner of how to make that effective, so you don't have to spend all day trying to segment those people and figure out who to follow and how to make that work. Then it went over to Social Oomph, which is more of your content creation and scheduling those posts to make sure that you're not having to spend all day long figuring out what to post. Because more than often, what happens is people have best intentions to do that and be on top of their social media, but oftentimes that falls through the cracks. So this is a great way on Social Oomph to schedule those things out to make sure that you're being consistent with it. Because as you can already see with the stream here on TweetDeck, these things are coming in like crazy. If you have more than even a few hundred people that you're following, you're going to start seeing those things like crazy. So it's important to schedule several tweets through Social Oomph. And then obviously TweetDeck is kind of your overall view. You can do similar things on Twitter, but you're going to have to spend a lot more time clicking on different buttons. This is a way to visually see everything in one spot and be able to respond quickly and manage that. So for all the people that have gone through this and now they're seeing the value of what Twitter can bring in kind of this basic level, I know that there's people that want to take things to a whole nother level and really own this and really see the value of bringing that to their band or to their music career. So what else do you have?
Well, I tell you what. I mean, this is, as we mentioned, this is going to get you doing this for less than 15 minutes a day is going to get you 1,000 new targeted followers, however you want to target them, by your town, by your genre of music, by bands that you like. But they're going to be targeted. They're going to be predisposed to liking your music, and you're going to get 1,000 every single month by doing this, by doing exactly what we told you to do. But if you want to go from 0 to 1,000 and really double those numbers and really become a master of marketing, there's a lot more apps, a lot more Twitter etiquette, a lot more nuance to how to really be a master of this in the same amount of time. And that we offer a Twitter boot camp for. So click the button below and get some access to that. You're ready to go.